Good morning, students. Today we will study the chapter The Lost Child, the chapter 1 of Moments book. This chapter is written by Mulkraj Anand. So, first of all, I would like to tell you something about Mulkraj Anand. He was an Indian writer in English and he is known for his depiction of the lives of the poor in the traditional Indian society. He is one of the pioneers of Indo-Anglican fiction and he was the first India-based writer in English to gain an international readership. That means he is known nation not only in our nation, he is also known in the world. He is admired for his novels and short stories, which have acquired the status of being classical works of modern Indian English literature. And he is noted for their perceptive insight into the lives of the oppressed and their analysis of impoverishment, exploitation, and misfortune. So, this was about the Mulkraj Anand. Now, the theme of the story, the lost child. In this story, uh, it is about a child, his aspiration, his demands, and his realization. And the story is mainly focused on the awareness of parents. And in this story, the author wants to give the message that we really don't understand the true value of parents and we take them as granted. The significance of parents is only revealed once they are out of sight and we realize that the world is upside down. That is what the little child realized once he got lost in a fear. Okay, so now let's read the chapter, The Lost Child. It was the festival of spring. The season is spring. The spring season is the season which comes just after the winter and before the summer. So it was a festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes. Narrow lanes means streets. Lanes means streets. And alleys. Alleys stands for narrow way. तंग गलियां जो तंग रास्ता होता है, that is. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Gaily clad. Gaily means they were very happily. Humanity. Humanity means mankind. See, just after the winter seasons, during the spring season, a group of people, they were very happy and they all came together and through the very narrow streets of the village. Some walked and some rode on horses. Means some people were walking on their foot and some were riding on the horses. Others sat being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. Bamboo and bullock carts. Bamboo, you know, a tree. Some were traveling not they were not walking on their foot, but they were on the bullock carts. Bullock carts, you know, belgadi, a cart drawn by bullocks or oxen. And one little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. Brimming means overfilled, filled, fully filled. So there was a one little boy who was running between his father's leg and he was very happy and very laughing. Come, child, come, called his parents as he lagged behind. Lagged behind means stay behind. Lagged behind means stay behind. So when his parents were going ahead of him, they started calling him. The boy was looking to the shop, so his parents started calling him. Come, child, come. As he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. Fascinated means attracted. So first time he went to the fair, so there he was very happy and He was not going together with their parents, but he lagged behind them, and he was very attracted towards the shops of the toys which were there in the fair. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call. His feet obedient to their call means when his parents called him, he just followed them. His eyes still lingering on the receding toys. Lingering means hanging around. Hanging around means they were still watching the toys. His eyes were still watching the toys. Means his heart was fully attracted towards the toys. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, he could not suppress the desire of his heart. Means his parents were waiting for him, and he came there, and he was very much interested in the toys. So his heart was very much deeply interested. He was desiring for the toys. So he said, even though he well knew the old stare of refusal in their eyes, means he knew that his parents will not allow him to purchase anything from the market, from the shops. So, but still he asked his parents that I want that toy. He pleaded. Pleaded means requested. He requested his parents that to purchase him the toys. His father looked at him red-eyed. Red-eyed means he was very angry in his familiar tyrant's way. Okay, in his familiar tyrant's way, and his mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was standard, and giving him her finger to hold, said, "Look, child, what is before you?" So his father got very angry, and but his mother melted. I mean, she was very soft, so she just gave her finger to the child and said, "Look, child, what is before you?" Means to come forward and see what is there in the fair. It was a flowering mustard field. Flowering mustard field means the field which was there. It was full of flowers of mustard, pale like melting gold, as it swept across miles and miles of open land. The mustard field, whenever you see the mustard field, it looks like a gold because the flowers which are there in the plant, it is full of yellow color and it looks as if it is full of gold. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings. Dragonfly is an insect, and bustling. Bustling means they were fully active. The dragonflies were fully active, and they on their gaudy purple wings. Gaudy purple wings means the wings were gaudy and they were of purple color, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. Means they were looking forward for the to suck the nectar from the flowers. The child followed them in the air with his gaze. Gaze means looking fixedly. Means he was looking and the child followed them till one of them would still its wings and rest. Means he was following the dragonfly. And he followed them till one of the fly take a rest. And he would try to catch it. And he was just wanting to catch the fly. But it would go fluttering. Fluttering means moving. But he was not able to catch those dragonflies because as he approached that dragonfly to catch, they moved away, flapping up into the air. Flapping up into the air means flapping their wings and they went away. When he had almost caught in his hands, when he approached towards the dragonfly, that fly moved away from him. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. Cautionary call means cautionary here stands for warning. Then again his mother gave him a warning and said, Come, child, come onto the footpath. And what she said, come onto the footpath. You know the footpath on which the human beings walk. He ran towards his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while. Means he ran towards them gaily, very happily, and he started walking with them. However, soon left behind. Then again, he was attracted towards the shop and other things in the river, and so he was again left behind. Now he was attracted by the little insects and worms which were along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Teeming out means they were present in the very large number. They were all together. All the insects, they were all together, and they were walking in the group, teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. They all came out from their uh, holes, and they were all together, and they were enjoying the sunshine. Come, child, come, his parents called from the shade of a grove. Grove means a garden. Here, grove stands for garden. So now his parents again called him, and they were standing in the garden under the tree to come, where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. Edge of a well means kone par, kinare par, well, kua. So they were sitting on the edge of a well, and which was in the garden. Grove stands for garden, and they were sitting on the edge of a well, and they called their child again. He ran towards them. So again, that child came running towards them. What happened then when the child entered the grove? A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove. And as he entered the grove, that is a garden. So a shower means the flowers started, leaves and petals of the flowers started falling over him. And now again, what happened? Forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hand. So again, he forgot about his parents and he started collecting the petals which had been fallen on him. But lo, he heard the cooing wave of doves and ran towards his parents shouting, Doves! Who are doves? This is the type of pigeon, white color. So when he was collecting the petals in his hands, he heard the cooing of doves and he ran towards his parents shouting, The dove, the dove. The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. So when he ran towards his parents and he was shouting, The dove, dove, means he was very excited. So what happened? The petals which he had collected in his hands, they all fall down. Come, child, come, they called to the child, who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree. Caper is a short jump. Caper means a short jump or dancing movement. Means he was very happy. So he was very happy and moving down the banyan tree and gathering him up, they took the narrow winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. So now what they did, they took him in their hands and they started walking along the footpath and they walked towards the fair through the mustard fields. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of frogs. Means when they came out of the village, means where the fair was there. So what they saw, many footpaths. They were full of throngs. Throngs means crowd of people. So when they came out of the village towards the fair, they saw a crowd of people converging to the whirlpool of the fair. Converging means they were meeting. Whirlpool means at the center of the fair and felt at once repelled. Repelled means driven away. So they felt that they are driven away and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was, and it means they were attracted towards the fear. It means the new world in which they were entering. A sweet meat seller hawk. Sweet meat seller means मिठाई बेचने वाला. He was saying gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance. Means as they entered the fair, so what they heard about the sweet meat seller, the words gulab jamun, rasgulla like that, and crowd pressed round his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets. Means the crowd entered that shop in order to purchase the sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. Means the sweets which were decorated with the silver, gold, like, and they were collected. They were capped in such a way that they were showing the architecture, showing something new, attractive. The child started open-eyed, and his mouth watered for the burfi that was his favorite sweet. Now, as was the child, and his mouth started watering, and his eyes were open, and for the burfi, because the burfi was his favorite. So what he said, I want that burfi. He slowly murmured. Murmured means he spoke very slowly, but he half knew, as a fact, that his plea would not be heeded. So he knew that whatever he will ask, nobody will pay attention. Heeded means nobody will pay attention, because his parents would say he was greedy. Greedy means he desires to have more and more. Means whatever things he see in the fair, he wants everything to purchase. So what he said, he understood that whatever he will ask his parents to purchase for him, they will say that he is greedy. He wants more and more. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. What he did? So without waiting for the reply, he moved with them. Now came a flower seller. Now what he was saying, a garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. So he was selling a garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. Irresistibly drawn means he was greatly attracted. He was greatly attracted towards the flowers, the garland. Garland means mala. He went forwards towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured. Heaped means एक साथ इकट्ठा किया हुआ. So he went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured. Half murmured means spoke very slowly, whispered, I want that garland. Now again what he said, I want that garland. Means from the beginning he wants everything to purchase. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. So he knew, as he knew that his parents would not allow him to purchase those flowers because those flowers are very cheap. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. So again, now what he did? He moved with them. A man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green, and purple balloons flying from it. So now, whom he met? He met a person, balloon seller, uh, holding a pole with yellow, red, green, and purple balloons flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of their silken colors. Silken colors means soft colors. So now he was attracted towards the very attractive and soft colors of the balloons, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire to possess them all. Overwhelming means he wants everything. Excessive. Overwhelming means excessive desires. Now he was very excited. He wants everything. He wants those balloons to possess. Possess means सब अपने पास ले लेना. To possess them all. But he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons. And he knew that his parents would never buy him the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toys. Because he knew that his parents will not allow him to purchase those balloons because they will say that now you are grown up. Now you are not so young to play with balloons. So he walked on farther. Farther means ahead. A snake charmer. Now whom he saw? A snake charmer. Snake charmer means one who plays with snake. So now he met snake charmer. He stood playing a flute to a snake which coiled itself in a basket. Coil means regal. कुंडली बना के बैठा था जो basket में snake. So its head raised in a graceful bend like the neck of a swan. So his head was up. His neck was looking like his head was looking like the neck of a swan. While the music stole into its invisible ears. Invisible ears means the ears of snake are never visible. So here it is said invisible ears, like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. Rippling is a sound produced by the falling water in the waterfall. Okay. The child went towards the snake charmer. So now the child again went towards the snake charmer. But knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear such coarse music as the snake charmer played, he proceeded farther. So he knows that his parents will not allow him to hear this coarse. Coarse means rough music as this charmer was playing. So he proceeded farther. There was a roundabout in full swing. Roundabout, merry-go-round. There was a merry-go-round in full swing. It was moving around. Man, woman, and children carried away in a whirling motion. Whirling motion means circle. It's circling motion. Shrieked. Shrieked means cry. And cried with a dizzy laughter. Dizzy means confused. So the all man, children, they were sitting in a roundabout swing and they were crying in a very uh, confused manner. So now the child watched them intently and then he made a bold request. So now here he was very attentively watching them, watching the people in the merry-go-round, and now he, with a full brave in his heart, he requested his parents that I want to go on the roundabout. Please, father, mother. So he requested them that he wants to go on the roundabout. There was no reply. But now what happens? There was no reply from his parents. Means now nobody replied him. Nobody asked him to come forward and to go with them. He turned to look at his parents. Now what he did? He looked around and to find about his parents. They were not there ahead of him. Means they were not in front of him. Neither they were in front nor in the back. Means they were not around him. He turned to look on either side. They were not there. He looked behind. There was no sign of them. He looked everywhere, but his parents were not there. A full deep cry rose within his dry throat. Dry throat means now when he saw that his parents are not there, his throat became dry, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying in real fear. Mother, father. Means now what he did? Now he ran in the direction from which he came inside the fear. So he was crying in a real fear. Real fear is he was now very much feared. He was crying, mother, father. Tears rolled down from his eyes, and his eyes were full of tears, and the tears were coming out from his eyes, hot and fierce. Hot and fierce means now his tears were very angry. He was angry on himself, about himself, that why he left and why he was attracted towards the shop. His flushed face was convulsed with fear. flushed face. Now his face was flushed face means his face was full of wet with water. His face was wet with water, and now he was trembled with fear. Convulsed means trembled with fear. Panic stricken. He ran to one side first. Panic stricken means fear is struck. Fear is struck in his heart, and he ran from one side to other, then to the other, hither and thither in all directions. Means he ran in all the directions in order to search his parents. Knowing not where to go, he doesn't know where should he go now. Mother, father, he wailed. Means he was mournfully crying. He was crying sorrowfully. Mother, father. His yellow turban. Turban means pagdi. So what happened? His yellow turban came untied and his clothes became muddy. Means his turban, which he was wearing on his head, it came out and his all clothes became muddy. Having run to and fro in a rage of running for a while, he stood defeated. Means now what happened when he was searching his parents? He thought that now he is totally defeated. Now he is not able to find his parents. He cries suppressed into sobs. Sobs, S-O-B-S. Sob means weeping. Now he was weeping. Subukna. Subukna जिसे कहते हैं ना, that is sob. So now he was not able to cry. Now he was just sobbing. At little distances of the green grass, he could see through his filmy eyes. Filmy eyes means they were filled with tears. His eyes were filled with tears, man and woman talking. So now what he saw that there were many men and women, they were talking to each other. He tried to look intently among the patches of bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of his father and mother among these people. He searched his parents in that crowd, but he was not able to find his mother and father, who seemed to laugh and talk just for the sake of laughing and talking. Means the people who were gathered there, they were just talking and laughing. He ran quickly again, this time to a shrine to which people seemed to be crowding. Shrine means holy place, temple. So now he ran towards the temple where the people were standing and they were in a crowd. Every little inch of his face here was congested with man. Congested with man means filled with, means the space which was there in the temple, it was full of people. But he ran through people's legs, his little sob lingering. Means now his voice was not even coming, but he was very politely and just murmuring, Mother, Father. Near the entrance of the temple, however, the crowd became very thick. So, near the entrance of the temple, the crowd was very thick there. Man jostled each other. Jostle means they were pushing. Jostle means pushing. Men were pushing each other. Heavy men with flashing murderous eyes means the person who were bored or who were rough and tough, who were heightened. So they were having, they were, their eyes was murderous eyes. Murderous eyes means they can kill anyone. They were looking as if they can kill anyone if they will not allow them to move ahead. And hefty shoulders. Hefty shoulders means heavy shoulders. The poor child struggled to thrust away between their feet. Thrust away means to make a space through their feet, and he knocked to and fro by their brutal movements. Brutal means cruel movements. Means the crowd was very thick, there, heavy there. So they were moving ahead, and this little boy moved between their legs, and nobody was worried about him. He might have been trampled underfoot. Means he could have been crushed there. Trampled means crushed under the foot of the crowd. Had he not shrieked at the highest pitch of his voice. Shriek means chillana, cry in at the highest pitch of his voice. जोर से चिल्लाए, father, mother. A man in the surging crowd heard his cry. Surging crowds means moving quickly. One man was moving quickly in that crowd, and he heard his cry and stooping with great difficulty, means with very great difficulty, he stooping, bending with great difficulty, he lifted him up in his arms. So that man, with a very great difficulty, through the crowd, he came out and stooped him, his bent towards him and took him up, lifted up him in his arms. How did you get here, child? Whose baby are you? The man asked as he steered clear of the march. So the person who came out there from the crowd, he asked him, how did you get here? Whose baby are you? The name of the parents. The child wept more bitterly than ever now and only cried. So what happened? The child started crying bitterly. Now he was crying heavily. I want my mother. I want my father. The man tried to soothe him by taking him to the roundabout. Means the the man who came here was the stranger. Stranger means the person to whom you don't know. He tries to console him. Soothe him means console him by taking him to the roundabout. Means he took him towards the roundabout. Earlier he was very excited to go in that roundabout. Will you have a ride on the horse? So what he asked him, that whether he would like to ride on the horse, he gently asked as he approached the ring. The child's throat tore into 1,000 shrill sobs and he only shouted. Now, what happened? His thought was, he just shouted, I want my father, I want my mother. The man headed towards the place where the snake charmer is still played on the floor to the swaying cobra. So the man now again took him to the snake charmer. Earlier he wants to see the snake charmer who was still playing the flute and swaying the cobra. Listen to that nice music, child. So he asked him to listen to the music. He pleaded, but the child shut his ears with his fingers and shouted his double-pitched distress. Now what that child did? He shut his ears with his fingers and now again with a double-pitched voice he started crying, I want my mother, I want my father. The man took him near the balloons, thinking the bright colors of the balloons would distract the child's attention and frighten him. So, what he did, that person, the stranger, that strange man took him to the balloon seller. He thought that the colors of the balloon can attract him, can divert his attention and can make him fight. But still, would you like a rainbow colored balloon? He persuasively asked. Persuasively means making ready. He just want to purchase those balloons for him so that he can be quiet. The child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just saw. Means that child just uh, turned his eyes from those balloons and just saw. And he again started crying. I want my mother. I want my father. The man is still trying to make the child happy. Bore him to the gate where the flower seller sat. So that man took him to the gate of the fair, and there still the flower seller was there. Look, can you smell those nice flowers, child? Would you like a garland to put round your neck? So now that strange person asked him to purchase those flowers, and he asked him that whether he would like to put that garland around his neck. The child turned his nose away from the basket and retreated his sob. So what happened? That child turned his nose away from that basket and now again repeated the same cry. I want my mother, I want my father. Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of the sweet shop. So that person was very now disheartened. He was very sad. So he took him to the sweet shop, counter of that sweet shop. What sweets would you like, child? Now he asked him about the sweets. Which sweet he would like to prefer. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only saw, I want my mother, I want my father. Now the stranger tried very much things, many things, the things which were attracted by the child in the beginning. He tried to console that child to make him fight in order to purchase those things. But now the child only wants that his parents, his mother, his father. Okay, this is the story about the lost child written by Mulraj Anand.